There is a new face. Champions in the light heavyweight division need to be making a note of. His name, which I'm about to pronounce incorrectly, is Artur Beterbiyev. He is a Russian light heavyweight with an extensive amateur pedigree. Been to the Olympics, won all sorts of amateur medals and accolades. Beat Sergei Kovalvev in the amateurs, I'm told. He's 6 fights into his pro career. He's won all 6 by knockout. He's aged 29 and he's being moved quickly. Not dissimilar. Well, Vasyl Lomachenko obviously fought for the world title in his second pro fight. So we're talking about someone who I probably shouldn't compare him to Lomachenko, but someone being moved exceptionally quickly. Because last night he fought Tavoris Cloud in his 6th professional fight, and he won by a devastating stoppage in the second. This fight, as I say, went 2 rounds, saw 4 separate knockdowns that Beterbiyev landed on Tavoris Cloud. It was destruction. I know it's very easy to compare him to Sergei Kovalev because they're both Russian light heavyweights, but I'm going to fall into the trap. It was a Kovalev-like performance. Bullying. Relentless. I recommend looking at the tape if you can find a copy of it, because frankly it's going to take 4 or 5 minutes of your time, and this is a guy who's got to be involved in a serious fight. If his people are that confident to put him in with Cloud after 5 fights, and if he's knocking Cloud out in 2 rounds, it shows what potential this guy has. In close, bullying, not giving you a moment's space, power. It was a really, really good performance. Really good performance. I'm not saying he's a world beater at this stage, but I'm mighty impressed for his 6th fight. People will question what Tavoris Cloud brings to the equation. Arguably an overhyped fighter. Arguably a fighter with a padded record. Arguably a fighter who doesn't deserve some of the press and attention that he's got over the last couple of years. But let's look at Tavoris Cloud. In his last fight, Tavoris Cloud went 7 with Adonis Stevenson before retiring. Now, Adonis Stevenson is known as one of the hardest punchers in the sport. He's known as a dominant figure. Some people have him as a pound for pound fighter. The king of the light heavyweights. But it took 7 rounds for Stevenson to make Cloud retire. Beterbiyev did it in 2 last night. The fight before Adonis Stevenson, Cloud went 12 against Hopkins. Now I know Hopkins isn't a fighter who scores stoppages these days, but he went 12 against Hopkins. He went 7 against Stevenson. He only went 2 against this chap. Previously, we saw Cloud get a split decision win over Gabriel Campillo. We saw him beat Yusuf Mack by stoppage. This is Mack who fought Carl Frotz. We saw him win a unanimous decision over Glenn Johnson. Now, I'm not saying Cloud is a top-level fighter. What I am saying is he's a fighter at a certain level. He's a fighter who beats the Campillos, the Macks, the Glenn Johnsons, modern Glenn Johnsons of this world. He's a top 20 fighter. And for someone to go and destroy him in 6, when he's taken Hopkins 12 and Stevenson 7, means the whole division should be in watch. I recommend people putting down this guy's name, looking into him, because he's going to be a relevant fighter in 2015. Finally, what I'd like to say about the light heavyweight division. This has been a division that's perhaps been slightly weaker over the last few years. Chad Dawson, King of the Castle, John Pascal, no more. No more are names like Dawson and Pascal leading the way, and cleverly. Now we've got Sergei Kovalev, devastating fighter. Adonis Stevenson, a devastating fighter. Bernard Hopkins in a massive fight against Sergei Kovalev. And we've got other names coming through. We've got the likes of Elida Alvarez, who's going to be in a big fight next year, and now Artur Beterbiyev. It's becoming a really exciting division. A lot of real high class fighters. A lot of fighters who seem to be power focused fighters. A lot of devastating knockout artists. I for one am looking forward to seeing how this develops over the next few months. Thanks for watching. Take a note of Artur Beterbiyev.